What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, alongside my man,
Lex, the T-Rex Kovacs. Just made that up.
We'll take it. That means he has really short arms. NutriKey. He's from NutriKey. They're in town filming epic content. You guys, it's shit you've never seen before. Can't wait for NutriKey week. Anyway, what is NutriKey in a simple synopsis?
If you want to really summarize it, NutriKey is health for every lifestyle. Basically, we don't cater to just one set of people, we cater to everybody. Whatever your niche is, whatever your sport is, whatever your hobby is, NutriKey's got something for you.
If you have a set of male and female genitalia, they have the product for you.
Cross-gender bathrooms.
Speaking of people with two different genitalia in one body, let's talk about flexible dieting. That was the worst segue in the history of segues, but it works. So, flexible dieting. You see it all over the internet. In fact, I was going through like YouTube, they have like recommended videos, right?
Yeah.
And like, I got these guys I've never heard of who have YouTube channels. Basically anybody with an iPhone and a goddamn internet connection can upload a video. It's like, a full day of eating, flexible dieting. And it's got like 300,000 views. And I'm like, I do like this intricate movement prep video, I get like 10,000 views. I'm like, flexible dieting is hot.
Sure.
It's hot like lava. And I know you're kind of a flexible dieter. I'd like to say, so am I, because I'm not one of those bro dieters like, oh, I need to eat tilapia meal too. That's NPC tards. We're not NPC tards. I'm not an NPC tard. I understand macros. At the end of the day, it's all about thermodynamics. Now, you're a flexible dieter, right?
Sure.
Can you explain your take on flexible diet? Because you are an NGA natural pro.
Yep.
I am on a ton of steroids, so I can't claim that. So, NGA Natural Pro, explain to me your version of flexible dieting, and then let's get into how they can apply that to themselves.
Well, sure. I think going into as a whole, flexible dieting is very misunderstood because it's a lot of people don't understand the whole premise behind it. They think that all you have to do is eat Pop-Tarts all day long, and then the magic happens.
You did eat a Pop-Tart during a set of cable crossovers today, though.
I did do that because you eat Pop-Tarts only half your day, and that's flexible dieting all wrapped up into a nutshell. No, actually, the best part about it is the longevity. Mm-hmm. And Marc and I talked about longevity in the gym, staying
in the bedroom.
In bedroom twice.
Yes.
Twice, one night, seriously.
I don't last very long.
And longevity in the sport and any lifestyle is the biggest thing, and that's where flexible dieting comes in, mm-hmm. because you can only eat dried chicken breasts with no seasoning and broccoli for so long. I did a contest prep one year where I did 4 weeks straight of nothing but tilapia, asparagus, and cauliflower.
I still have trouble eating tilapia.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I don't blame you, man.
Because all you read, and I'm going to feel so embarrassed, like, fish thins your skin. And I know it doesn't anatomically make sense because when you lose fat, you have the appearance of thinner skin. Sure. But I'm like, well, I want to be veiny and vascular, so I'm going to just eat tilapia every meal. And the thing about tilapia, you put it in the fridge, it gets that like dry, like seminal fluid around it that just kind of wiggles and wobbles.
The gelatin?
Yeah, the gelatin. And I still can't eat it, but yeah, I digress.
And you start to smell like it and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, everything smells like tilapia.
And that was actually the only amateur show that I've ever lost. And it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I was getting burnt out from it. I mean, I've been doing bodybuilding now for almost 11 years. And it wasn't until I discovered flexible dieting that I actually got my pro card and I started seeing some massive gains because I was able to diet for so much longer. My last contest prep was 26 weeks long. And there's no way in hell anybody would be able to do a regular contest prep without being half crazy. Granted, I'm at least 3/4 crazy, mm-hmm. with just eating the regular bro food. So basically what it is, you're going to eat the same amount of calories on any diet when you're doing a contest mm-hmm. prep. You have X amount of grams of protein from let's say you eat 8 ounces of chicken with every meal.
Okay.
And your coach tells you here to eat a half a cup of oats with this meal, half a cup of rice. It's the same thing every single day, right? Well, just as we've spoken about before, a gram of carbs has the same amount of calories, whether it comes from a gram of sugar, whether it comes from a gram of fiber, whether it comes from a starchy carb. It doesn't matter. Same thing with protein. 4 calories per gram. Fat, 9 mm-hmm. calories per gram. And that's as simple as it gets. Every single day, you have the same calories that are going in, regardless of where they come from. Now, of course, there's some stipulations, there's some little tweaks that you can make that we can get into a little bit. of why it's not if it fits your macros, which is different than flexible dieting. But I think that's where the confusion is.
Okay, and I think we all follow a flexible / if it fits your macros. It's just what you choose to fit your macros with. Because even with a bro diet plan, when you adjust your meal plan, you're adjusting calories. For example, I know some coaches, NPC tarts, as I call them affectionately, who will switch from steak to tilapia at like 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out. They're getting less calories because there's less fat and less other things other than protein. Tilapia is like 97% protein.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're taking out the extra calories from fat. So it's, in essence, you're doing the same thing. You're manipulating caloric intake. But my whole point is, flexible dieting means you have food choices. And that doesn't mean that you need to make food choices that are lacking in micronutrients. You still need your veggies. You still need your fruits. But even if you didn't get any of that, at the end of the day, if you're in a caloric deficit that warrants 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss a week, it doesn't matter if you get those calories from a Big Mac and a Snickers bar or a chicken breast, peanut butter, and oatmeal.
Sure. At
the end of the day, it's thermodynamics. Now, we can talk about overall health, and that's why I think if you look at the flexible dieters out there, the ones who actually win shows, they're the ones who actually mostly eat 80% bro foods. I say bro foods like chick because you can only fit, when your calories get lower, you can only fit so many Pop-Tarts in your diet.
Absolutely.
So that's where I think there's a misconception about flexible dieting, and I think every diet is an if it fits your macros. Because you're fitting your macros with food. The whole word is weird.
Yes.
Flexible dieting is more of an accurate description because it allows you to fit your macros with flexible food choices.
Yeah, it just gives you the ability to change something up. And Marc is exactly right. 80% of the food that I eat is the bro food.
I've been with you for a whole day and a half. I've
actually got my cooler right next to me.
Gallon jug of water like a boss.
I mean,
I'm not even that hardcore.
I'm a bro.
I got a shaker.
Well, he's got smaller hands than me. So.
We were talking about that. I want to digress. Like, people say like, oh, you're on GH, you're on GH. Have you ever seen a professional bodybuilder's hands? They're like paws.
I know.
I'm obviously not on enough GH because my hands haven't grown to that level. But I digress. I do have dainty hands. I mean, I have like chick hands.
They're gorgeous.
Like, it makes my penis look huge. Like on Deadpool. I can't wait to see how big it looks.
Do you have to pay for that Deadpool plug now? Do they have to pay you for that?
No, I have to pay them. I think I'm going to get sued, actually.
All right, well.
But Zach's wearing a Deadpool shirt, so we're all good.
It's been real. So,
how would you apply it? Let's say if like your application.
If someone's if someone's gonna transition from the bro food into the flexible dieting?
Let's just say overall, like you're either starting a diet or you're eating bro food. You know, essentially, let's say if you're mapping out a day.
Okay.
You know, how would that work?
Well, you basically nutrient timing. I'm sure you've done some talks about nutrient timing before it comes into it. But you break down, here's the way it's been explained to me. I work with a coach, William Grazione, Team Metabolic Evolution out of Tampa Bay, and he's kind of the one that taught me about nutrient timing, also the ratios of when you take your carbs in and when you take your fats in. And it's a pretty even spread when it's not around your workout. And a bro thing that everybody's kind of familiar with is you want to have the majority of your carbohydrates around your workout. It's kind of how I'm able to stay relatively lean in the off season. And
yeah, and with what we've been discussing today, my thoughts on nutrient timing have completely changed due to my training style and also the recovery factors and the glycogen depletion. So I mean, that changes. But I think we'll all agree that for most beginner, non-competitive bodybuilders, and even for most competitive bodybuilders who aren't at an elite level, at the end of the day, if your macros are the same, whether you center your carbs around training, the difference is fractional. However, if you're competing, that fractional could be the difference between first and third.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the tiny things that make the biggest difference over time. You know, if you're in inconsistency, it all goes back to consistency. You're not going to always hit your macros within a 2 or 3 macros every single day, but if you're within 5 to 10, you're going to see results. Yeah, whether you want to be a competitive pro or just a regular gym goer who's looking to switch up their diet that their trainer told them to go on. But still, with flexible dieting, you want to have 35 to 45 grams of fiber. You want to make sure that your sugar intake is less than 25% of your overall carbohydrate intake.
That's a good. I don't even go for that, but that's a step in.
Yeah. So that means if you have 100 carbs in your diet, which is very low, it means you can only have 25 grams of sugar as a total.
Okay.
So that's why you can't just eat Pop-Tarts all day. Now I have to have at least one Pop-Tart every day.
Or else you're not a natural bodybuilder. It's been determined by NSCA, the training organization, that if you don't eat a Pop-Tart a day, you actually will test positive for trenbolone. I'm not sure how that works, but
I think that's a steroid, right?
Yes, I believe it is for cows.
Marc asked me yesterday, he said, what is up with you natty guys and always eating Pop-Tarts? I said, well, that's the only GMO thing that we're about to put in our body. So, I mean, it's got to work for something, right?
So that's kind of it on flexible dieting. Essentially, and my warning to you guys, if you get with a coach, if you hire a coach and they tell you eat a certain food at a certain time or a certain meal, like eat beef at meal 2, fire that coach and find somebody who's not a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Make sure you're getting your micronutrients as well. A great multivitamin is very important.
You guys carry multivitamin?
We do. We actually make it very easy for people to have their fruits, vegetables, vitamins, aminos all in one. We make a product called Envy, and it's a powder. It's naturally sweetened. You don't have to take a handful of pills like you've had to do for years and years. It's just one scoop of that.
Packs?
Yes, exactly. That changes the color of your urine. Well, Envy will never do that for you, so that's an easy one.
Well, I just take it for the color of urine personally.
Well, I mean, that's what keeps it fun, right? But you want to have a fish oil every single day. You want to make sure you're getting your vitamin D3 if you're not getting at least 30 minutes of sunlight. So,
looks like you need some vitamin D3.
I know, pale.
So that all the NutriKey information, I'm gonna link their product page down below. Most of the supplements will be found under NutriKey.